I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the Bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. Before we get started with the No Half Step in hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show. Once you're good and educated about the show, that's when you click on that merchandise tab and take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt and all of the classic gimmicks that you've come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck, all completely and still available in our online store. So please check out some merchandise. As a matter of fact, as of this episode posting, the entire merchandise store is 25% off and will be so for about the next 24 hours. So please check it out. We've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent hockey operation, so here's how you can jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on Instagram and Threads. You can also find us on X and Facebook. So please, whatever it is that you prefer, help us out. Join us in the conversation. Tag the show. Whatever it is that you can do to help support the Renegades of Puck. Remember, you can find the podcast on YouTube in video form, and on audio form, you can find the podcast on SoundCloud. So please check it out. Support the Renegades. Jump in the trenches however it is that you can. To support the show, we have a virtual tip jar right over here on the desk. You can see that. Scan that QR code. Drop $1 in at any time. Every dollar goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck. And again, this independent hockey operation that we are running right here. Now listen, I know it is time for the No Half Step in hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It is time for operation number 916. That is right. It is time for show number 916. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 8th place, which is last place in the Central Division after only 5 games played. Small sample size, but a revealing sample size. They have a record of 0-5, 0 points. They're the last team in the NHL to have 0 points on home ice. They have a record of 0-4. They've scored 10 goals on the season. They've given up 23 against. They have a goal differential of -23. Their next opponent, the Boston Bruins, will get to that game and preview momentarily. But for the Predators, once they wrap up the final game of this 4-game homestand, Friday off to Chicago, Saturday back home against Columbus Blue Jackets. First back-to-back of the season. Also has a travel in between. Monday in Tampa Bay, back home on Halloween to face off against the Edmonton Oilers, and then starting the month of November versus the Colorado Avalanche. Now, the Boston Bruins, the Preds will play them 2 times this season. This first time, of course, is the game that we're previewing. The second time will be on March 4th when Nashville makes its one and only trip into Boston this season. The Boston Bruins currently find themselves in the early portion of the season at a record of 3-2-1. They have 7 points. That's second in the Atlantic Division. On the road, they have a record of 1-1-1, currently on a road trip. Goals for 21, goals against 20, goal differential +1. Let's talk about their most recent stretch of 5. It's only leaving out the home opener, so we'll move on from that. 10th of October, a 6-4 win versus Montreal. On the 12th of October, a 2-1 overtime win versus the LA Kings. On the 14th of October, a 4-3 loss versus the Florida Panthers. And now on to the road. 10-16. That's October the 16th, a 5-3 win at the Colorado Avalanche. And most recently on October the 19th, a 2-1 overtime loss at the Utah Hockey Club. Swayman got the loss, 30 out of 32 in overtime. NHL ranks between these two teams. The Nashville Predators scoring 2 goals so far, average per game. That is 30th in the NHL, while the Boston Bruins are generating 3.50 goals per game. That is 10th best in the league. The Predators are giving up 4.6 goals per game. That's 31st overall in the NHL, while the Boston Bruins are giving up 3.33 per game. That's 17th overall in the league. In the shots for category, the Predators are a bright spot, but it's not helping get them any points in the record. 35.4 shots on goal per game is best overall in the NHL. They've been best the entire season so far in the shots for category for the Boston Bruins. 26.3 is 26th overall in the league. In the shots against category, the Predators have another top 10 metric right here, 7th best in the league, 27.4 shots given up per game. The Bruins 18th, 29.3 given up per game. In special teams, the Predators power play has actually jumped up a couple of notches after this most recent game. 18.8% conversion rate is 17th in the NHL. They converted 3 times out of 16 power play opportunities, while the Bruins have converted 16% on their power plays this season. That's 21st rated in the NHL. 4 conversions on 25 opportunities. The penalty kill, the Nashville Predators have actually slipped just a little bit, but still have a top 10 metric in the PK, killing off 86.7%. They've given up 2 power play goals against, while the Bruins killing off 82.8%. They are 13th rated in the NHL. They've given up 5 power play goals against on the season. Individual statistics for each of these teams. Philip Forsberg finds himself at a point per game pace again this season. 2 goals plus 3 assists so far for 5 total points. O'Reilly second on the team in scoring with a goal and 3 assists for 4 points. Jonathan Marchessault a goal and 3 assists also for 4 points. The captain Romeo has 3 points. All 3 of those are assists. Tommy Novak has 2 goals, no assists for 2 total points. Over on the Boston Bruins side of things, Koepka has 3 and 3 for 6. Pastrnak 4 goals to lead the team plus 1 assist for 5 total points. Lindholm's at 2 and 3 for 5. Kostelic at 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points, and Beecher 2 and 3 for 5 as well. The Bruins have a decent goaltending tandem. You saw Swayman took the loss in their most recent start against Utah. He has a record of 2-1-1 on the season, 2.71 goals against, a .905 save percentage. Jonas Korpisalo, Nashville Predators are very familiar with him. A 1-1 record, 4.57 goals against average, and .850 save percentage. UC Saros to start the season. It's not unfamiliar to find him with some pretty awful numbers in the month of October, and this is certainly goes along with that trend. 0-4 so far to begin the season, 3.64 goals against average, a .875 save percentage. Those numbers are not acceptable. They're never acceptable in October. He always finds a way to rebound and get things trending in the right direction. Can that happen again this year? Can the Predators turn things around? Already with 5 losses on the season, finding themselves 10 points behind the Winnipeg Jets and the Dallas Stars in the Central Division, finding themselves 9 points behind Utah, 8 points behind Minnesota and St. Louis, 5 behind Chicago, and 4 behind the Colorado Avalanche. The Predators, the last team in the division, the last team in the NHL to pick up a point on this NHL season. That's going to do it for the preview of the Boston Bruins game. It's got you all set up for the Predators to close out their 4-game homestand. Looking for a point, trying to find it in any way. The Nashville Predators have got to change the momentum. We've got the Rebirth Sports full game recap coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to October 19th of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were closing out the regular season series already versus the Detroit Red Wings. This is happening at Bridgestone Arena. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines and defensive combinations in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Stamkos, Novak, Evangelista, Jankowski, Sissons, and Jonathan Marchessault. Your fourth line is Smith, McCarron, and Tomasino. Shea and Yossi are your top defensive pairing, so Shea has now joined the captain Roman Yossi on the top pair. Luzon and Carrier are your second pair, and Del Gaizo, making his season debut, is paired up with Luke Shen. UC Saros gets the start in net. We're a minute and 15 seconds into the game on a Saturday afternoon, and UC Saros is coming with a save on Tarasenko. It's the first shot on goal of the game, a 1:24 mark at the first period. It's Lyon coming up with a save on Forsberg. That's the first shot for the Nashville Predators. At the 3:15 mark of the first period, UC Saros coming with a save on Gustafsson. At the 8:48 mark of the first period, it's Shen, his first goal of the season in his 1,001st hockey game. It was a long shot off the post and in, giving the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead over the Detroit Red Wings. At the 8:59 mark of the first period, UC Saros coming with a save on Veleno. At 10:47 of the first period, it's Colton Sissons appearing to score. I say appearing to score. He did score, but then it was challenged and reviewed for offsides. It was determined to be offside, so the goal is taken off of the board. Colton Sissons has yet another goal taken away in his career. 11:25 of the first period is Lyon coming with a save on Philip Forsberg. The 12:11 mark at the first period, UC Saros coming with a save on Kopp's backhand. Big save in the first period, but it is Tarasenko breaking through for Detroit at 13:26 of the first with his second goal of the season, tying the game up at 1 apiece. At the 17-minute mark of the first period, it's UC Saros coming with a save on Dylan Larkin. 18:52 of the first period, UC Saros comes with a save on Mo Sider. The shots on goal at the end of the first period, even 11 apiece. The goals also even at 1 apiece. We go to the second period, in the beginning on the clean sheet. We're 49 seconds in, and it's Lyon coming up with a save on the captain, Romagnosi, at the 1:58 mark of the second period. It's Del Gaizo off the box. 2 minutes for hooking. UC Saros comes up with a huge save on to break it, but then Dylan Larkin is putting in his third goal. It's a weak side slam and an easy finish for the Detroit Red Wings. Now they are leading 2-1 after this power play goal. We go all the way to the 4:10 mark of the second period now, and Shen is off the box. 2 minutes for holding. Saros comes up with a save on Raymond. Then Saros also comes up with a save on Comfort. This was kind of a weird one. A slight deflection. I say slight, and I mean ever so slight. Right there in the low slot top of the crease area, redirected the sliding puck, and it was definitely a difficult change of direction for UC Saros, but he hangs in there. He stays with it. He makes the save. At 7:27 of the second period, it's Lyon coming with a save on Tommy Novak. 8:51 of the second period, it's Lyon coming up with a save on Jankowski. This led to a scrum after the whistle. Jankowski trying to get the energy up for the Nashville Predators. Got the home crowd also on their feet for just a few seconds. Halfway through this game now, we find ourselves at the 12:24 mark of the second. As UC Saros coming with a save on Rasmussen off the 2-on-1 rush. Another big save for UC Saros. 13:25. Forsberg and Raymond off the box. 2 minutes each for roughing. Not your typical duo to go ahead and start wrestling out there on the ice and jousting with Forsberg and Raymond. We're definitely getting after each other. We go to the 16:46 mark, and it's Lyon coming with a save on Smith, plus the follow-up by Luzon at 16:52 of the second period. It's Smith off the box. 2 minutes for interference, and we are about to enter a special teams bonanza because while Smith is in the box and the Red Wings are on the power play, Mo Sider is going to take a penalty. 2 minutes for holding. But then Sherratt is going to take a penalty, 2 minutes for tripping. Lyon would come up with a save on Stamkos off of the stick handle, and the most improbable save on Steven Stamkos that can happen yet so far this season. The bad luck continues for Steven Stamkos. He gets stopped again by Lyon before the end of the second period. Now, at the end of the second period, we do have shots on goal in favor of Nashville, 23 to Detroit's 17, but the Red Wings are leading 2-1. We do have a carryover into the third period onto the clean sheet of a 5-on-3 power play for the Nashville Predators, continuing from that special teams bonanza at the end of the second. 31 seconds on the 5-on-3. During that 5-on-3, Lyon comes up with a save on Stamkos, but then on the 5-on-4, Stamkos comes up with his first goal of the season, and you know exactly what that goal looked like. It was a one-timer from the left circle, and he absolutely blistered that one, tying this game up at 2 apiece, and the home crowd absolutely erupting. Congratulations, Steven Stamkos, on his first goal with the Nashville Predators. At the 3:29 mark, though, of the third period, the Red Wings aren't celebrating. They are scoring a goal. Kopp picks up his second of the season. I guess they are celebrating. There's a redirect at top of the crease after a turnover by the Predators defense. This puts the Red Wings back on top immediately, 3-2. We go to the back sheet as the Nashville Predators are now chasing this game. At the 4:49 mark of the third period, Lyon comes with a save on Sisson's deflection. At the 6:09 mark, Lyon, another save on Philip Forsberg in this game. At the 9:35 mark, UC Saros back to work, coming up with a save on Raymond past the halfway point of the third period. We find ourselves at 10:18. Lyon comes up with a save on the captain, Romagnosi. Then at 12:24, another save, this time on Mark Jankowski. 15:55. UC Saros doing what he can to keep his team in this game. He comes up with a save on Kane, but then empty net goal for the Detroit Red Wings at 18:43 makes it 4-2, and at 19:18 they pick up a second empty net goal. That's Kopp, his third, and Detroit wins this game 5-2. 2 empty net goals make the score look a little more lopsided than the game actually was. Nashville Predators tied this game up at 2 apiece, but unable to hold that lead in the third period. Steven Stamkos does get his first goal as a Nashville Predator, but Detroit takes the season series, sweeping both games in a 7-day span. This game by a score of 5-2. The Nashville Predators outshoot the Detroit Red Wings 39-24, but the Predators have outshot many of their opponents so far this season. It hasn't led to a single point so far. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. The Nashville Predators drop another one on this homestand. We'll be back with analysis, stats, and so much more. We'll talk about it next on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. That was a Rebirth Sports full game recap, and I know. That's 5. It's 5 in a row. Let's talk about it. Let's get through it. UC Saros 19 out of 22 in this game, gave up 3 goals against. 2 of the goals in this game for the Red Wings were empty net goals. Those don't count against starting netminder. The Predators needed him to steal a game, and considering he's been a Vezina caliber goaltender in his career, the Nashville Predators could have really used him to dial it up, but it's October. UC Saros does not seem to be able to do that in the month of October, and he was unable to do that again. He wasn't necessarily bad, but he certainly wasn't good enough to get the win, and the score ends up being a little bit lopsided with those 2 empty netters, but UC Saros 19 out of 22, now 0-4 on the season, and a 3.64 goals against average. 3.64 goals against average. Steven Stamkos picks up a goal, his first as a Nashville Predator. Also had 6 shots on goal, which is good. His goal was a classic. It was a power play goal. It was the one-timer. It was everything you would expect. And after being denied by the shaft of the goaltender's stick just earlier in the second period, it was a relief to see Steven Stamkos be able to break through. Also ends up skating out there 1936 in total time on ice. So again, Steven Stamkos, congratulations. First goal as a Nashville Predator. That means everybody who joined the Nashville Predators in free agency this offseason of the big names has now picked up their first goal as a Nashville Predator, meaning Brady Shea, Jonathan Marchessault, and now, of course, Steven Stamkos. Schenn picks up his first goal of the season. Of course, the celebration before the game for his 1,000th game. This is 1,001st game. Great start to the game. Great job by Schenn. Just threw it towards the net off the iron, and it goes in. The first lead of the season for the Nashville Predators, though, coming in the 5th game of the season. The first lead of the entire season. It felt good for a moment. Bridgestone Arena on an early Saturday afternoon was rocking, and it felt good, but then it didn't last, as Nashville Predators would end up having a second goal taken off the board for offsides not too long after that. The good times would come to an end pretty quickly after that. Jonathan Marchessault picks up an assist in this game. He's got 4 points on the season in 5 games. He needs to find chemistry. They're shifting him around in the lineup in this game on the third line with Jankowski and Sissons. He needs to find the right players to be out there with on any given shift and moment, and it may be time to talk about breaking up Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist. Even though they were highly successful last year, Jonathan Marchessault was brought in here to be a proven winner, top-line player, not to be a third-line plug with Colton Sissons and Mark Jankowski. Marchessault could use some better wingers. He'll develop some chemistry. He'll start adding more stats. Still 4 points in the first 5 games of the season. Philip Forsberg with an assist in this game is averaging a point per game, picking up right where he left off last season. Now 5 points on the season, 7 shots on goal in this game, also 4 hits. Philip Forsberg might also benefit from skating with a player like Jonathan Marchessault, but we will see how things start to shake out. After 5 games, 5 consecutive losses, everything should be on the table, including call-ups from Milwaukee and potential demotions and line shifts combinations. Everything should be on the table at this moment after 5 games. Believe me, the season is far, far from over. As a matter of fact, it's 77 games from being over, 76 games from being over at this point. But for the Nashville Predators, those 5 losses last season, if you go back and look at, remember last season they barely squeaked into a wild card spot, and it took a really, really big second half run. Well, last season, the Predators only had 30 losses in total. They already have 5, so they are using up the very small cushion that they had last season already. So 30 total losses, and it is the last team in the NHL with 0 points. So for this Nashville Predators team, they truly, I understand, a lot of new parts, a lot of new components, but when you put the label proven winners on a bunch of different players and you spend a whole bunch of money, the Nashville Predators have to turn the momentum around. The fan base was satisfied last year with the youth movement led by a couple of slick veterans helping the Predators squeak into the playoffs. It was fun. It was a good time. This year, though, you raised the expectations. So now to hear people booing at the rink when you're the last team in the NHL to pick up a point this season, it's not surprising. The term proven winners was thrown around way too much this season, and the names, the weight of those names, and the money given out to those names has certainly raised expectations for a team that made it to the first round and got knocked out by Vancouver last season. But 5 losses already this season when they only had 30 last year in regulation. So for the Nashville Predators, they have to find a way to turn things around very quickly. Let's take a quick break. Let's hear from our good friends at Stripe Digital Solutions. Let's come back. Let's hit the box score. Let's get the good, cold, hard facts and the numbers. It's a Spartans update, and then we'll knock this show out. We'll close out this episode number 916. We'll do it next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in. Taking a look at the box score. Your goal scorers for the Nashville Predators. Steven Stamkos, again, congratulations. His first goal as a Nashville Predator. Shen also picks up his first goal of the season. Your assists for this game go to Philip Forsberg, Jonathan Marchessault, Gus Nyquist, Ryan O'Reilly. Your shots on goal leader, 7, Philip Forsberg, 6 from Steven Stamkos. Then you have 4 from the captain, Roman Josi, 3 from Mark Del Gaizo. Good to see Mark Del Gaizo back in the lineup. Really good, solid defensive prospect for this Nashville Predators team. And also 3 coming from the jam of Mark Jankowski. And Jankowski, good job of also building a scrum and trying to get the energy going in this game. When it comes to the physical component of things, when it comes to hits, 5 for Luzon, 4 for Philip Forsberg. Then you got 3 for Steven Stamkos. When it comes to time on ice leaders, it was 20:51 by Ryan O'Reilly leading the way for the forwards, 19:54 for Philip Forsberg, and 19:36 for Steven Stamkos. Down on the defensive side of things, of course, as is customary with this team, the Nashville Predators captain, Roman Josi, led the way with total minutes, 26:54. Brady Shea, 20:46. Good to see that we're getting Josi and Shea together now to start building that chemistry. Mason made the commentary during the broadcast as well that they were starting to get a little bit more familiar with each other, and that is great news for this Nashville Predators team. Brady Shea was not brought in here to be a physical third pair defenseman with Luke Shen. Power play for the Nashville Predators, 1 or 2 in this game. Steven Stamkos does pick up that power play goal. Your time on ice leaders on the power play, 140 for Josi and 140 for Stamkos, 140 also for Philip Forsberg. The penalty kill, which has been pretty successful so far, takes a little bit of a hit down to 7th in the league rankings after this game, but they were 2 out of 3, and your time on ice leaders and some really good work out there. 224 by Michael McCarron, 159 by Cole Smith, and 154 by Colton Sissons. Down on the defensive side of things, the defenseman really putting in the good work right here. 236 by Brady Shea, 235 by Alex Carrier, 223 by the captain Roman Josi, and 222 by Jeremy Luzon. A couple of other things falling out of the box score. Face-off winning percentage, first time the Preds have been below 50%, I think, this season in any of their games, at 46 in this game. 12 block shots, 27 hits. The hits is a nice number. 5 takeaways, 9 giveaways, a much better and improved number there, but still more giveaways than takeaways, which means more reckless and careless with the puck than I like to see. UC Saros in net, 19 out of 22, 3 goals against, 16 even strength saves, 3 power play saves, an in-game save percentage of .864. That's going to do it for the box score. There's no reason to beat this one up anymore. You know where the Predators stand. They're last in the league. They have 0 points, and the box score doesn't reveal a whole lot of special things from this game. So let's talk about the Red River Spartans for just a moment. We'll hit an update from them, then we'll close out this show. The Toledo Cherokee division rivals in the Great Lakes division of the USPHL Premier came to Red River in Clarksville for 3 games this weekend. We go back to Friday afternoon, game 1 of the 3-game series. The Red River Spartans in first place. The Toledo Cherokee start the weekend 5 points behind the Red River Spartans. We take you to Ford Ice Center in Clarksville right now.
Apologies for the technical difficulties. We should be up and running now. Full speed ahead. Get your reset real quick. We're currently at 2-0 in favor of the Toledo Cherokee. Face-off coming right now in the offensive zone for the Spartans. Cherokee control the puck, wrap it around the wall. They'll look to set up the breakout out of their own zone. Unofficially, the shots on goal so far are 10-1 in favor of the Cherokee, and Toledo has dominated the first 7 minutes of play in this game. Toledo looking for the sharp angle shot. They'll get it, pop the water bottle, and make it 3-0 here in the first period. With Templeton in hard on the forecheck, looking to get some momentum going in their direction. Ingersoll takes a big hit at the blue line, is able to dump the puck back in the first period. Interception by the Spartans, and the Spartans, what's the call? The net was knocked off during the process. It looks like no goal. The referee's arms go out, no goal. The Spartans looking to break out. It's going to be Templeton looking to go around his man. We've got the referee's arm coming up, and we've got players coming together after the whistle. Toledo comes away with it before Wharton puts a big hit on his man in the corner. DeFlora into the Spartan zone. He will score. The quick pass and rush over the blue line on the left side of the zone allows DeFlora to use the body to build the wall. With 12:47 to go here in the second period, the Toledo Cherokee pick up their 4th goal of the game. Didn't appear to hurt the Toledo Cherokee any, having this unusual start time of 4:15 on a Friday afternoon. Cherokee get an opportunity right here. And that pass did not connect, but the puck trickles through and ends up being a backhander. Owen Ingersoll for the Spartans has the puck. Eyes up, tries to get it to Martino. Martino takes a hit from Weimer just below us. We've got a 2-on-2 battle going along the wall. Martino getting into it with Weimer, and we're going to have a tussle. Spartans do come away with it this time, looking to skate it. They've got numbers, 3-on-1 over the blue line. And there's going to be a goal for the Spartans. They're breaking through. The 3-on-1 rush turned into a 3-on-2 rush, and then Cervenak finishes the playoff for your Red River Spartans. First off to the bench for stick taps and glove taps. That's going to make it 5-1 in favor of the Toledo Cherokee. The Spartans on the board for the first time today. Spartans win the draw again. Jesse James Aitken looks to rip it. That has to be kicked off to the side of the wall. Davidson picks up on the half wall, sends it back behind the net. Wharton's going to be first to it. Wharton on his backhand. Tries to send it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez ends up sending it back out to Ingersoll. Ingersoll's shot attempt gets blocked. Spartans maintain possession. They'll get it behind the net. Back to the crease, and they will score. The Red River Spartans pick up a power play goal. 18 minutes to go now in regulation, and we've got a 3-goal hockey game. Red River on the board for the second time in just a matter of seconds. It's 5-2 now in favor of the Toledo Cherokee. Spartans pinned in their own defensive end a little bit. Toledo looking to respond there after giving up back-to-back goals here to start the third period. We've got the referee's arm up, and we're going to have another penalty. This time it's going to be on the Spartans, but they won't have to call that penalty as on the delayed call. DeFlora puts the puck in the net for Toledo, making it 6-2 with 17:06 to go here in the third period. DeFlora banks it off of the glass. It's going to go all the way down the ice. Icing is waved off. Gill first on it for the Spartans, but The Toledo Cherokee steal the puck clean and put the puck into the net. It was a clean steal, one pass to the weak side, and a tap-in goal for the Toledo Cherokee, making it 7-2. Kraus with the tap-in goal for Toledo. Klemkowski skates it over the middle of the ice, 2 minutes to go. That was a shoulder-to-shoulder hit that's going to bring a whistle. And we are going to have players come together. And it looks like the Toledo Cherokee are going to just hold the puck back behind their own net for the final 15 seconds. We'll go ahead and wrap this broadcast up right now. 10 seconds to go. The Toledo Cherokee playing catch behind their own net with no pressure. They'll win this game 7-2. The two teams will reset, play again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, Sunday at 4 o'clock. We hope you'll join us here at the Ford Ice Center in Clarksville, Tennessee. I am the voice of the Red River Spartans, Charlie Saunier. We're going to go ahead and sign off. We've got another game coming up immediately after the conclusion of this game, so I have to vacate the premises as quickly as possible. We sure do appreciate you watching us on Flow Hockey. You're watching Red River Spartans hockey right here on Flow Hockey.
That was a tough one. The Spartans fall for the first time on the home rink in Clarksville this season, and they'll have to do it again against the Toledo Cherokee 2 more times before the end of the weekend series. We'll have updates on Games 2 and Games 3 coming up in future episodes. But that's going to do it for Operation number 916. We sure appreciate you jumping in the trenches with the Renegades Puck. Help us out on social media. Drop a tip in the jar if you enjoyed any portion of this presentation, or if you just want to help the operation continue moving forward. I certainly could use some coffee or maybe something a little bit stronger. Certainly appreciate each and every one of you. I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. We appreciate your viewership. We appreciate your time. And most importantly, we appreciate each and every one of you. Stick taps, love, and respect.